All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Thursday mock draft. Man, there is a lot going on right now. There is a lot going on these days. If you're not up on the news, seems like every day there's something new. We got Dak dealing with a shoulder injury. Apparently, it's more of a baseball type injury than what football players normally get, but they're confident he'll be ready week one. Jalen Hurts, Deshaun Watson. At first, everybody was saying, "Oh, Deshaun Watson's for sure getting traded," and then now today, Jay Glazer's like, "Nope, the Texans believe he's going to play for them this year, and they're not even calling teams back." We got the Wentz, Quentin Nelson news. It's been crazy. What's up, Mikey?
What's up?
We got, I think, what's up, Jeremy? What's up, Nick? What's up, Matt? I think higher 32 is Pierre's friend. I don't think he's on the Zoom or anything. So he's drafting for Pierre tonight.
Man, he's really outsourcing his mock drafts, huh? His wife and now his friend.
I know, which is weird. It's like summer. He's on summer break. You'd think he'd have all the time in the world to mock draft, but apparently not.
He's got to get them some reps too.
Yeah. I think Longway. I think Longway is the only one I haven't seen go green. Everybody else is on. I'm interested to see how badly Austin can butcher the one spot tonight. Christian McCaffrey, and then who knows what after
that. He probably takes Waller at the 2-3 turn.
Yeah, I'll probably grab Waller and then J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, that'd be a great pick.
Yeah, until he's starting, Tyler Lockett, Kenny Galladay.
I gotta say, thank you guys for that Devontae Adams pick in the underdog league.
You gotta remember. I mean, of course, it's Adams, so it's no big deal. You guys gotta remember that's half PPR. It does make a difference. It definitely makes a difference. But obviously, Adams is Adams. He's a beast. Half PPR doesn't matter.
When did he get Adams? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember now.
I don't even know because I took McCaffrey and then I didn't have a pick for like 3 days. So
I like having on one hand, I like having the amount of time to be able to think, but I think it's worse than having the 1 minute to think because then I'm overthinking it the whole time,
Yes. Yes, you are. I'm like, he always drafts so well in our mock drafts. Why is he struggling so hard with this? Like, just pick one of the guys. Like, do I pick like T. Higgins or this other wide receiver? I'm like, I don't know which one you like better. Like, just pick one.
I'm sitting there for too long thinking about it, overanalyzing.
Yeah, that's a problem. All right, I'm gonna get Francis in here. Let's see. I don't know where Longway's at. Should I give him a few more minutes? Should I give Longway a few more minutes?
I just give him a couple more minutes. So you got Adams in the at the 11th spot.
Yeah, it's about normal.
Yeah,
it's about normal for him.
I was like, did he go like into the second or close to the third? Like that's the way.
Now, see, when all the Aaron Rodgers drama was going on, I was getting him in like the middle of the second. That was fun. And that's full PPR too. That was fun. Now he's back to being in the first round again.
So I got Kamara in the 6th spot, and I thought that was great because I guess that was the day y'all were talking about. Did he get injured or something? Like I guess I missed that part.
No, I think it's just people are worried about Taysom Hill and not getting as many receptions, but I think at the 6, you're totally fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. I just remember what was it? It was Christmas Day, wasn't it? Or Christmas Eve?
Yes. His year Christmas Day. Yeah, it was when he got 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. Just like I'm like anyone who can do that, just in a game, I'm like, I want him on my team.
Because of that, that's why I have this jersey right here. Those 6 touchdowns.
And it could have been 7, right?
It should have been 7. They gave this shows you the problem with Taysom Hill for Alvin Kamara. In a game where Alvin Kamara, because 6 tied the record for most touchdowns ever by a player. 7 would have been the first time ever in NFL history.
And he could have easily done it.
Oh yeah, they were at the 1 yard line on like first down. They could have given him 4 tries, and instead Taysom Hill did a sneak and ran it in, and everybody's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But see, that's where I'm guessing Sean Payton didn't know about the record. Like I doubt that's anything he even.
Well,
did.
and it wasn't the 7th one. It was, I think that would have been his 6th one.
That would have been his 6th, and then the next time I think somebody told him like, "Hey, he has a chance to tie the record." And the next time they got down there, they gave it to him like 2 or 3 times until he got it. But somebody should have been telling him like, dude, if he scores here, he ties the record, and if he gets one more, he breaks it. But nobody told him. So, all right, I'm gonna assume Long Wing's no showing. So I'm gonna kick him and get Francis in here. He said he's ready.
In that video you posted on the Discord.
Which one?
I
Just
don't
now
know,
the Jake Laser one?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see it?
Well, no, I haven't tried to watch it yet, but
Okay. What about it?
well, I was asking you what's in it. Is anything huge or?
I mean,
It's just his stance that he doesn't think like the Texans are still in on Watson playing for them this year. Like they still believe that that's like an outcome.
well, he talked about it. Yeah, he definitely talked about that. Pierre's going to jump on actually.
Okay.
But so first he talked about Dak's injury. Apparently the injury he has is more common in like a baseball pitcher than a quarterback, which is a little concerning.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
but they feel 100% confident that he's going to start week 1.
It's just a shoulder strain, right?
Well, it looks like they haven't
yeah.
specified exactly what it is, but apparently
Oh, okay.
the injury. Okay, here we go. Apparently it's something more common in like baseball players, that kind of throwing motion. So, and then he talked about Deshaun Watson, that a few teams have called. This is what he said. I mean, I'm not word for word, obviously, but he said the Texans believe he's still going to end up playing for them at some point this season. He didn't say week 1. He just said at some point this season. And he
Right.
said a few teams have called and they have not called those teams back. But they're not even like, so it doesn't even matter that the Eagles may or may not have offered, or that the Broncos or whatever teams may or may not have offered. They're not even calling them back right now. They believe that Watson is going to play for the Texans this year at some point. I don't know why, but they do.
I wish I could be that optimistic in life.
And then he did say that, yeah, Rodgers, if Rodgers wants to be traded next year, the Packers have to trade him based on the terms of the contract. He could play for them next year, of course, because he's under contract. But if he says, no, I want to be traded, they have to honor that. And then he said Wentz, is the timeline is 5 to 12 weeks, which to me is like, how is an injury timeline 5 weeks or 2.5 months? Like, how do you have that big of a difference in an injury timeline? But he also said that they expect. Man, I know Derrick Henry's the pick here, but I can't do it.
Oh wow.
They also said that they think Wentz will be back sooner than even the 5 weeks, but that's not certain. That was basically it.
Okay.
I was listening to Frank Reich on the Pat McAfee show. He said that Wentz should be able to do walkthroughs in about 2 to 3 weeks, doing the walkthroughs of the plays, and then hopefully good to go 6 weeks, week 1. That'd be week 1, 6 weeks right there.
Well,
Yeah.
And then also, doesn't this offensive lineman that just got hurt have the exact same injury? And he's boasting, I'll be back in 5 weeks.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
What Wentz's injury was, he hurt it in high school. He one of his bones went crooked, but it wasn't bothering him in his foot, so they didn't do anything about it. Well, now the bone in his foot shifted, and so now it's giving him some twing in his foot. So they went in surgery. They cut off the end of the bone and they reattached it. And so that's what they're doing with Wentz. And then with Quentin Nelson, it was actually a birth defect he grew up with that he's been having problems with. And it's just like the way his foot, like what he was born with a certain foot style that this bone is messing with him in his foot now. So he has to get surgery on that. Slightly different problems, but kind of the same. Different bones though.
Yeah, Nelson's the guy I'm more interested in because that's going to be a huge it's going to be huge for everybody, right? For the passing game, for Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he's one of, if not he's probably the best guard in the NFL, honestly. You can't replace that, right? You just can't. So
Amazing.
yeah, he's the one I really like. Wentz, okay, sure, that's better than Hundley or Eason or whatever for sure. But without Quentin Nelson there, the whole offense is going to take a major hit. Now, if he's only out like a week or two, then okay, no big deal. But if his ends up being like a 12-weeker, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, he might be the GOAT when it's all said and done. Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, no, he definitely. I mean, he's definitely the best in the league right now for sure. Like
He's like 24 years old.
Yeah, he went when the year before the Colts drafted him. Andrew Luck was sacked, I think, 49 times, and that's when he hurt his shoulder, right? And then the next year they drafted Quentin Nelson, and he was sacked 18. Like that big of a difference. Like, so losing him is tough, but hopefully it's not a long-term thing. Well, obviously he'll be back this year, but you know.
And I'm saying if they could both get healthy, I mean, I just don't see how Wentz couldn't be good.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't gonna get sacked, that's for sure, like he did with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll have time. So
he's got to be decent at least. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm more interested and concerned about Nelson, because without him, that whole offense is gonna take a hit.
You found him, Jackie.
Don't worry, Mikey. It's just a mock. You don't have to think too hard.
I told you it's in my nature. I gotta overthink everything.
Well, believe me, I do it too.
All right. Well, I don't usually have this start, but I think I have to here. Let's go. Let's try it out.
Oh, that's not what I thought. I thought you were gonna go Najee there.
Yeah, me too. I was like, he's going Najee.
You know what? I'm
Did you guys watch the league-winning running backs? Gibson was my guy.
Yeah, that's true.
He could be. Hey, you could be right. I prefer Najee a little bit more, but I think they're both pretty good.
Who is after Najee? Like, I can't even think of who it is. Is it Washington or
What?
Who's
Oh,
after him? What do you mean? Like who's behind him?
Yeah, like I don't even know.
Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland.
I'm thinking J.K. Dobbins right here, right? Or Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas for sure. I might take Michael Thomas over J.K.
Michael Thomas, Mr. Mayhem in here.
I'm
Clapping, better not take Terry.
You just spoke it into the universe. It
Yeah,
has to happen.
I was just saying. So he's like, oh, well, there's.
I know he's thinking it, so I got to tell him not to.
Well, I mean, he has to. To me, there's two obvious picks here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Very
obvious. But it's Austin. It's Austin,
And you know him. He's always got to go for the greatest
You might
thing
see-
ever
You
done.
might see Darren
McKinnon
Waller.
Dobbins right here.
But he might have
McKinnon
to
Dobbins.
switch it up this time.
Darren Waller.
He wants that Kenny Galladay.
is he still going to draft Kenny? Now Kenny Galladay has a hamstring issue. Oh man, I'm out. I
I took the L on that and the underdog. Same thing with Miko Hardman.
Hey, maybe Harmon breaks out this year or something. You never know.
Tyreek Hill's injured now too.
Yeah, I saw he was back at practice today and he's fine. They said.
Yeah, some of these injuries are when they go, oh, they're gonna miss practice today. I think it's just vets being vets, like being like, I'm not practicing.
Yeah, or they feel like a little, my knee doesn't feel right. Okay,
Yeah.
rest a couple of days, it's fine. Like they don't need vets don't need training camp. Oh my God, can I change? Is there a way to change Austin's clock?
What's he need?
By the way, I made that pick for him.
Surprised he hasn't said
Man, I
anything.
don't know if I'm gonna go Kittle or Dobbins here, man. You know I gotta go Dobbins for the memes, but man. All right, we're going Dobbins.
Oh, all right. Okay, well.
That had to hurt a little bit.
Dude, I was wanting to make some trades an underdog, but I was like, man, I gotta go Josh Allen here, but I want to trade for Lamar Jackson. I'm like, come on. I think Lamar's gonna be MVP this year again. Bateman's got to work out though.
Has anybody ever won the? Well, maybe I'm trying to think. Has anybody ever won the MVP twice in 3 years? Brett Favre, I'm pretty sure won it back to back when he shouldn't have, but he still did.
Hasn't Brady won it in?
I don't know if he's won back to back.
No, but I think he won like
Peyton
1
Manning
year.
probably did.
Yeah.
I'm all Brett Favre got co-MVP with Barry Sanders, even though
that was
ridiculous. Barry Sanders literally was the entire Lions offense and got him into the playoffs. But the media loved Brett Favre, so.
But weeks 12 through 17, Lamar Jackson was by far and away number one QB. It was insane. If he could do that again, which I think he could, especially he don't got Miles Boykin throwing the ball too. But I don't know, man. It's just like,
yeah, but MVP and fantasy MVP, like he was awesome down the stretch last year because he started running it a lot.
Oh no! Oh, can you change that to David Montgomery? That's who I wanted.
How did you take a quarterback instead of David Montgomery?
Because they were both right next to each other in the rankings. If you do the whole list.
Yeah, Lamar was awesome down the stretch because he was running the ball a lot, right? And it's just hard when you got Patrick Mahomes.
if he can do like 3,500 passing yards, 35 passing TDs, 1,000 rushing yards, that's unanimous MVP right there.
Well, yeah, that might be the greatest season we've ever seen. At least as far as like all around.
I seen Bateman, he was cooking Marlon Humphreys in training camp, man. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This dude's a rookie and he's doing this like against Marlon Humphrey, who's probably top 5 CB in the league. Like, but Marlon Humphrey ain't too fast though. So I'm gonna be stuck with Miko Hardman again. Dang, bro. You guys got the triple stack going.
Yeah.
Right there in the middle, all blue. Oh no. Not D Hendo. This is like, I don't like Swift neither, but like this is pretty dang good value. He's questionable now. Groin. Oh no, stay away from that.
The groin issue, I haven't heard anything about that.
It's apparently limited at practice.
We gotta go DJ more. Might just wrap this up with Kyle Pitts and the wrap. Trying to swing for the fence here.
Got to swing for the fence always.
Best rookie season of all time. He can either come out, he'd be like Julio, or he could come out and just be average for a tight end.
Let's see, how badly does he mess this up? Galladay Beckham right here to mess it up.
No, Ayuk. Okay, that's a good pick.
Oh, yeah, that was a great pick.
He wants Juju.
No, he wants a running back here, doesn't he?
Nope. He
He
wants
doesn't
Juju.
need it. All right, Claypool's fine. I feel like let's see. I got Nick right before me. I might get sniped. I don't think Matt and I are on a lot of the same players. I don't really know anything about this Frednell guy.
I mean, I don't mind taking 3 running backs here. But I'm gonna be stuck with Miko
That's the thing.
and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, hope he comes back week 8 and just kills it. He probably won't even play at all.
Probably not. Remember Kenny Galladay last year?
I figured the underdog $3 fantasy. I'm like, yeah, might as well go for the final half blow up.
I think I know who Chris wants.
Did you
If it does go off, I might win that league.
Did you take Michael Thomas an underdog?
I did, yeah. I was like, crap, I need a third wide
receiver.
receiver.
As your 3? Oh man. What round did you take him in? 7?
I took him as my 4th after I accidentally pressed Miko. I had the phone in my hand. I accidentally clicked the button. I think I'm just going to go Swift here. Why not?
All right, Nick. Let's see if you snipe me here. Although if you do,
I don't know who you want at this spot, so I have no idea.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna pick a guy just because you want him if it happens to be the same guy.
No, I mean, there's not like only one guy I like here, and then I hate everybody else. It's fine.
I think I know the guy, but I'm gonna wait till Nick picks.
Although maybe I should start backing off this guy with. Yeah, that's who
Who it was. Okay.
who it was. But you know what? You might have saved me because, unlike Cortland Sutton, I think Judy needs a good quarterback.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think he'll be fine this year.
I mean, he'll be better than last year.
Even if he has a bad QB thrown to him, I mean, it's another year in the league. He has some more experience. And if there is an issue with Sutton, I'm not saying I hope there is because I like Sutton too, but if there is an issue with Sutton, I think Judy could be a great value grab.
No, I like Judy a lot. I think Teddy B would be better for him. He needs like he needs an accurate quarterback because he's a great route runner. He gets separation, he gets open, but he's not a guy that's gonna like jump up and Whereas Cortland Sutton, you can throw it somewhere around him and he'll be able to come down with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Judy a lot. So
what about they said Drew Lock's looking good in training camp though, right?
I from the last I read, they both have looked bad.
They both look
Who
bad.
knows? Who knows, right? Who knows? I mean, you never know. It's training camp.
I imagine Teddy B's got to be pretty decent. Like, I think they're trying to give everything. They're trying to give Drew Lock every chance. Like, okay, here's Sutton now. He's not injured. Let's see what you can do real quick. We'll give you 1 week. You mess up, you're done. Put Teddy B in. Remember, like, probably give him 3 weeks. He's gonna have a short leash, that's for sure. But
yeah, I agree. They want Lock. They want Lock to succeed because Teddy B is not the future, right? They want Lock to succeed, but
I mean, yeah, Lock got a cannon. Did you see that game last year where he was streaking wide open, Lock threw it like off his back foot 60, 70 yards, just like it was nothing. And then Judy dropped it. But it was like, dude.
Yeah, he's got a cannon, but he's got to make like a Josh Allen accuracy leap, right? Because that was the same thing about Josh Allen his first 2 years. Like, yeah, he's got a cannon, but he throws it behind guys in the red zone. He throws it over guys, and then last year he figured it out. So Lock's got to figure it out. I don't know.
And Josh Allen's got a really good coach with him too.
Yes, that's the thing. He's got a really good coach.
I don't think Drew Lock's got that. I mean, Elway, what's he doing? Elway, he's never even – he can't draft a QB. Elway doesn't know how to develop a QB, clearly.
No.
I feel like he just got there because of his name, honestly.
I think he thinks everybody is him.
He don't want nobody to be better. He just wants the next guy to be average. That way he can – he don't want nobody to steal his shine, right?
Yeah, what? Why is Deontay Johnson is playing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I was wondering the same thing.
What is Pittsburgh doing?
Well, that's dumb.
Is Big Ben playing?
No.
Nope. Missing Rudolph.
Why would you have Deontay Johnson out there?
I don't know.
And Chase Claypool's out there?
Claypool's out there too, yeah.
What are they doing? Why?
Well, maybe this is payback for Deontay dropping all the balls last year.
Okay.
Punishment.
I don't understand the point of this game. It's not a preseason game, right?
No.
It technically is, but it's special.
I mean, like, who's even watching this? Like,
it's a terrible field, ain't it?
Yeah, it usually is. I
yeah.
can't believe the Steelers have Deontay Johnson and like none of the starters are playing for the Cowboys, right?
No, most of them aren't even in Ohio. Most of them are back in California. They didn't even make the trip.
Yeah, why? Why would you be playing your starters tonight? Maybe this is why the Steelers start off like 8-1, 10-0, and then suck at the end because
wear them out. Wear them out.
Yeah, what are they doing over there?
If somebody breaks an ankle or something, it's gonna be all over the news this whole preseason. You already know.
Wait, is Harris out there too?
Is he?
Yeah.
I'm only half paying attention.
All right, I know you guys all love Chanel, but I'm willing to take a chance on DJ Chark here.
I had to put everyone on Chanel.
Yep. Harris is out there too.
I mean, we have Micah Parsons out there, so I guess we have some starters, but
you gotta go LJ here.
Could you imagine if Najee tore his ACL in this game?
What are you doing, Nick?
Wait, so Deontay Johnson. So according to Tatum in the thing, Deontay Johnson caught two passes.
Yeah.
Limped off holding his knee. Said he's okay. Said he's okay, and they said, "Okay, go back out there."
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I missed that too.
What is going on?
What are you doing? Like, Ooh, did you almost hurt yourself? Yeah, but I'm good. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Good, get
Claypool
back out
just
there.
dropped one.
What's
Now go
that?
step in that pothole again.
Claypool dropped
Claypool
one.
Now go step in that pothole again.
Claypool dropped
Claypool
one.
just dropped. Yeah, it went right through his hands. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
I
was
like
open
Claypool,
too.
but
That's because he's
Meanwhile, we got
out the
guys
field.
like Hill, like, oh, my knee's bothering me a little bit. They're like, all right, take the week. Like,
yeah, that's what it should be. Like Deontay Johnson doesn't need preseason. He doesn't need training camp. He's played 2 years with Big Ben. He's played 2 years under Tomlin in this system. He's just show up week 1. Like just stay in shape, work out to the side, whatever, and show up week 1. You'll be fine.
Crazy, bro.
I mean, you gotta get that 5th wide receiver. He's got to go running. Austin's got to go running back here, right? Or is he just gonna let Christian McCaffrey do it all? Which you
No,
can't.
he's gonna
Why,
take Dak,
why,
right?
why do we need 5 wide receivers, though? You can only start 3 of them and a flex.
4. But yeah, I agree though. Still, there's no need to go for that much depth this early.
This ain't best ball. Or if it's best ball, you're going to be getting the best lineup, but dang, I was on Kenny G there. Guess we'll go Mandrews for the LJ stack.
Okay, I'm not terribly high on this guy, but if he's still available here,
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I think that's where he should go.
That's what I think too.
I think he should go, yeah, somewhere after Hawkinson.
I know. I got Mark Andrews at tight end 4 for me personally. I just feel like there's gonna be more TD upside in that offense. Lions are gonna be the lowest scoring offense in the league.
Wait.
Maybe
Lions
Texans, but I'd imagine the Lions are gonna score like 15, 16 points per game. It's gonna be rough out there, man.
I got the Texans actually beating them out.
For sure. I can't argue that. Unless Deshaun Watson magically plays and try to boost his stock. See, one thing I was going to say that about Deshaun Watson earlier. What if they want him to start week 1 so that way he can say to the team, see, look, I'm not suspended. Nothing's going to happen. We're good to go. NFL's going to be like, all right, he's cleared. And then week 2 comes, week 3 comes.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts ends up in the Texans and Deshaun Watson ends up on the Eagles.
But that assumes Deshaun Watson will even play for the Texans. That's the big thing here. Like,
well, he doesn't want to play for the Texans, but he wants to be like, hey, I'm stepping on this field and I'm going to take some snaps and be like, I'm not suspended. Like, we're good. Because that's what everyone's saying is like, why would you give up so much draft capital for a guy who's going to be suspended for a year? Well, if he could prove he's not suspended, then the Texans would be like, all right, we think we could get fair compensation for him now. We'll give you.
But it's not up to to prove that he's not suspended. I'm sure owners are calling the commissioner's office and saying like,
that's the only thing I could think of, like why they would even do that, say that. Because no one's saying, like, everyone's saying right now he's going to get suspended for a year, and like there's been really no news about it.
Well, yeah, nobody knows. I don't even think Goodell knows because there's still a lot to go in this. But it's definitely something that any team that trades for him has to take into consideration, like, right? And what if it's like week 12 or 13 of the season when they finally get to a resolution and they're like, okay, you're suspended for like the rest of the season and half of next season. And you just traded 3 firsts. Like, you're going to be hosed, right? You just got hosed. But obviously teams were calling. I mean, according to Glazer, he said a few. He didn't give an exact number. He just said a few, whatever that means.
There's not one team in this league I wouldn't want to see that happen to more than the Eagles, honestly. Maybe the Cowgirls.
Trade for Deshaun Watson and then have him get suspended right before the playoffs.
Spend it 2 years, goes to jail for like 3 years or something. Like,
oh man.
And then they're sitting there. They got rid of Wentz. They traded away Jalen Hurts, picked up Watson. They get screwed. That'd be awesome.
Hey, as long as they trade, as long as the trade involves Jalen Hurts going to the Texans, I'm fine. It's not like I'd rather him be throwing to Brandon Cooks than at least we know Brandon Cooks can get it done.
But that's like they're going to be going 1-15.
That's okay. It's fantasy. I don't care.
And then it's like, do we want Spencer Rattler or do we want Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, well.
Then they pass him along. They're going to be passing him along like a like some mutt or something,
I mean, they can go 1-15 if he looks halfway decent. They could always say, "Hey, instead of drafting a QB here, we'll use these 3 picks to get him some weapons, get him some O-line help, and maybe we can make a run." You don't know, but yeah, I mean, if they do trade for Watson, I just hope Hurts is part of the package. So at least he's okay. Fine, go to the Texans, because if he's on the Texans, he's probably going to run the ball 20 times. Like, what, you know what I mean? Might even be a better situation for him on the Texans on the clock.
I saw people talking about the rumors about all this stuff that is probably not even true, but they were talking about the Packers might include a receiver. Philadelphia sending a receiver over. I'm like, why would Houston trade their quarterback and not get a quarterback in return? Like it was like a receiver and like
it was the Eagles. It was the Eagles. It was 2 first-round picks and Devonta Smith.
They could just draft one.
Oh, the one I saw was, I thought it was Devonta Smith and like not first-round picks.
Oh no, it was the one I saw was Devonta Smith and 2 first-round picks, because they only have 3 first-round picks if Carson Wentz plays at least 70% of the snaps. And right now, that's not a sure thing, right? That's not a sure thing at the moment because dude just had surgery. But that's what I saw. But yeah, if I mean, unless
get Phillip Rivers, man, let him play 4 weeks, get that first-round pick back.
I know that's what the Colts should do. They should just let Wentz sit, get that first-round pick
legendary, back. Wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Phillip Rivers said that he's still in shape and still working out and is more than happy to come back if he feels that it's a good opportunity.
Dude, they got a gauntlet of a schedule. They need him. He might win them 2 or 3 games.
That first stretch is brutal. That's the other thing about JT, man. That first stretch of games, if there's no Quentin Nelson, I think I saw something where he plays like 4 of the top run defenses in the first 6 weeks. It's going to be brutal. So that's what you do. You wait till like week 5 or 6 when Quentin Nelson's finally coming back and he gets an easier schedule, and then you go trade for him cheap in your redraft league, and then you win.
All right. Real quick, you want to say hi, Lauren?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm going to school.
Well, yeah, you're going to school. All right. Go back in. He's got orientation tomorrow, so he's super excited.
Oh, fun. What grades he going into?
So he'll start kindergarten.
Oh, so he's like starting. Wow, nice.
Yeah. So.
Wow, starting already tomorrow?
So orientation is tomorrow. So he'll
okay.
like go in, meet his teacher, they'll go through like I think like an hour's worth of work with us there, and then he'll start the following Wednesday. So he's super excited, and we're trying to get him to be more sociable. So he likes to say hi to everybody.
Nice.
So you would say Elijah Moore has a higher ceiling, possibly, than maybe not Gallup, but Landry. Gallup would need an injury, I would think, obviously.
Landry for sure.
You want to go Landry here?
No, I said he has a higher ceiling than Landry for sure.
I think go Elijah Moore just for the upside, right?
Yeah, well, that's who I was going to pick, so you might as well take him.
Got that Bateman and Moore stack. I like that.
I was going to take him. I like Elijah Moore a lot this year.
I was like it's like one of those things in fantasy, where you put the blinders on and you're just like, Denzel Mims got to be like the best. Like, it's like, I don't even want to look at this Elijah Moore guy. I know Mims going to get it. Moore's going to be the 2, right?
Well,
you can't put the blinders on in fantasy. It's like,
no, can't put the blinders on. You got to be able to.
It hurts, man. They put him on 3rd string. Like, wow.
I know, not even that. That's like what the third string. I know you guys all like Gallup here, but
And then he's balling and against these third stringers. It's like,
well, I hope so.
it's like, what are they doing? Like, he clearly doesn't belong there. You see the guys that he's running against on the field, they all look like just practice squad guys, right? Like, they don't look like nothing special. He's just balling on them. Like, why are they doing this? Maybe they're trying to get his route. Like, maybe he will improve his route running. In a couple weeks, they'll upgrade him. But I don't know. Might be a few weeks. Might be a couple months. I don't know. Might be a whole year. Shit.
I just think he doesn't fit. Like with Corey Davis there and Jamison Crowder coming back and drafting Elijah Moore, I just don't think he fits what they're trying to do there right now. So, I mean, obviously, if he got traded or something, that'd be way better for him, obviously. But yeah, I just think he's in a bad situation where, like
clearly Crowder and Keelan Cole are amazing at short routes. You can just see the burst coming out their route. But
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
another thing. They really like Keelan Cole too. They went out. They were like, I guess I saw something where like the last couple of years have been trying to trade for him.
That's crazy.
They really like Keelan Cole too.
I don't get that. Like, why sign him to a 1-year deal then? They love Keelan Cole so much. They gave him like a 1-year deal. And
Maybe
then, like, it's crazy though when you look at Mims' player profiler on playerprofiler.com. He's got amazing agility and burst. It's like 90th percentile. It's all 90th percentile across the board. It's like, how could this guy not be good at routes? He runs a 4.340, and his agility. He ran the second fastest 3-cone. 3-cone is the agility in the combine.
Yeah.
He ran faster than every wide receiver, and it's crazy. Like, how could this guy not be good? He's so fast. How could he not be good at short routes?
I think what happens.
He's got to get that technique down, right?
Yeah, I think what happens sometimes with these super athletic guys like him, because think about it. In high school, he was probably untouchable. He just pretty much just ran past everybody, I'm sure, right? Or you throw him a wide receiver screen, he houses it for like 60 yards. You get to college, okay, maybe there's like 1 or 2 or 3 DBs a year that can give you trouble, but the rest of the time, you're just so athletically better than everybody else that even if your route running is not crisp, it doesn't matter because they can't keep up with you. You get to the NFL, everybody's athletic. You know what I mean? Everybody's athletic, and it gets a lot harder. So he probably just never really felt like it was something he had to dedicate himself to, because he's athletic. He's an athletic freak, absolutely. And like I said, like you throw the ball up to him, he'll go up and get it. You get around the end zone, he's a great play, but you can't count on him in between the 20s. Like you can't say like, hey, we need a first down. Where's that? Get open. Like, no, he's not that kind of guy. That's why I think if he can go, that's why I liked him earlier, because I was like, Corey Davis can be that guy. And then Mims can be like the home run guy on the outside. But obviously they signed Cole, they drafted Moore, they re-signed Crowder, and now he's here. But I think if he goes to a situation where they have like a number one like that, like more of a possession type of guy, like Chase Claypool, kind of like the Chase Claypool role alongside Deontay Johnson, I think would be perfect for him. But obviously they have Claypool, but something like that would be perfect for him. But he's got to get out of New York first.
But see, I got a lot of Denzel Mims shares, so I've watched like almost every snap he had last year, and a lot of his college tape. And he had a lot of he would run a zig route, he'd be wide open, and Darnold's not even looking at him. And it's like, what's going on?
Well, it's Sam Darnold. That's why I don't understand.
Horrible. He was cooking guys. He cooked Xavier Howard on one route. They had one route where he did like a 15 and in. He just cooked him. Boom. And he made a tough catch, and Xavier Howard was like tried to punch it out, and he just snagged it. It's like he's got the talent. He was on a good pace if he didn't tear his hamstrings, and if he played a full 16 games, and for being an Adam Gase offense, the pace he was on was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, I think he can be a good NFL wide receiver. He just needs the right situation. And that was the other thing. That was the other thing that I liked about him early in the offseason. It's like they're probably going to draft Zach Wilson. And I thought Zach Wilson would be perfect for him. But who knows? Maybe things will happen and, injuries, and he'll get his chance at some point this year. You never know.
Can we just talk about how Pierre just sniped me hard? right before the
What?
turn.
Aaron
I wanted
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers to have the stack. And I was like, the only person I have to be concerned about is Pierre. And I was like, nah, he's not going to go QB here. I was like, I'll get him at 9. Like, I'll be fine. And he goes wide receiver, and then it gets to Pierre's turn. And as soon as he chose him, I was like, I have no idea what to do.
All right.
Yeah, public enemy number 1 again.
You know how Austin feels about Hurts? Is he put his opinion on Discord?
I don't know. He hasn't really ever commented on it, but
Okay.
he drafts him a lot in these mock drafts. So I'm assuming
Okay. I
I
asked
assume he's
because
almost as high as Chris, just not as high.
probably
I
not.
asked
as high as me.
because
Probably not. But
I asked because he's the only guy picking in between my 2 picks who hasn't taken a QB yet.
he probably would have taken Hurts.
Okay, so that was a good decision then.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, he probably would have taken Hurts.
Am I the only one that thinks that Terrace Marshall's going a little too low in ADP?
No, okay. It's funny because I tweeted about this today. It's like I see people like, oh, DJ Moore, this is the year. Robbie Anderson's awesome. Terrace Marshall's going to do incredible. Obviously, CMC is going to do what CMC does. Oh, and Dan Arnold is a sleeper at tight end. And I'm like, so all these guys are going to be great with Sam Darnold? Like, Sam Darnold's going to support 5 fantasy play, like 5 guys? I don't think Sam Darnold's capable of supporting 3 guys.
But he's got to go ahead of Mon-Ra St. Brown, T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, for sure. I don't understand why people are so high. Why I get it, because they're like, oh, there's no one else to throw to. But
It's like Terrace Marshall or Christian Kirk. It's like, oh, man. Like,
come on, Christian Kirk.
That out of the way, right? There's Tony. Nah. Jameson Crowder.
I just don't draft any of the Panther pass catchers. I mean, I know DJ Moore's a good player. I know Robbie Anderson's a good player. I know Terrace Marshall could be a good player, but dude, Sam Darnold is not going to support all these guys. Just not going to happen unless Sam Darnold takes some massive leap, like even a bigger leap than what we saw with Josh Allen last year. He's not going to support all these guys. Somebody like maybe DJ Moore will have a good season, or maybe Robbie Anderson will, or maybe Terrace Marshall will break out and be the guy, but they can't all 3 be good. It's
we need like a Robbie Anderson, like high ankle sprain to touch 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he's gonna need something like that for sure. I mean, you know, last year Teddy B threw for 3,500 yards, and what? I think Robbie Anderson was like the wide receiver 16 or 17. DJ Moore was like right a little bit behind him, and Curtis Samuel was like 30 or something. I don't even know if Sam Darnold can do that. And that was with no McCaffrey. That's 100 targets right there, 100 plus targets that were up for grabs. So, yeah. I
also, get this about Robbie. He loves that head coach, and that head coach loves him.
Yeah.
Actually, they go all the way back to college where he was like his father figure. So, like, everyone's saying, oh, Robbie's going to be gone next year. Terrace Marshall would be that number 2. That's not guaranteed because they love Robbie, and Robbie loves him. Robbie wants to retire as a Panther. That's crazy. Like, I don't even know what to think about it. I think Terrace Marshall's going to be stuck in that slot role for a good while, right?
Oh, yeah. I think that's okay for him.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy in the slot.
But I think that oh my God, I think the bigger concern is Sam Darnold.
I think Claypool went down.
Sure.
Claypool went down.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, he's
no
still
way,
playing?
bro.
He's still playing? It's like
I'm really not paying attention to this game, am I? When did he go down? Like just now?
Right now. Yep.
Jeez, dude, no, I'm gonna be so mad, bro. That's the I got a little bit of juju, but I got more Claypool than anything.
So he was like down off the field now, basically.
We're
Oh, that was a nice catch. Oh no, that's Claypool right there.
It is.
Oh, you know what? My feed is behind. That's why, because he's just down now from what I'm seeing. Okay.
Let's see if
But you fast forward and he's still on the field?
Is he still down? Being looked at?
He playing? No?
Well, I don't know because I'm watching it on my phone and that's as far up as I can get. Like the feeds for me is always a bit behind,
Oh, so he's down right now.
as far as I know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. No, like he's getting looked at, and there's like the team doctors are out there, trainers are out there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's all just like go to Pittsburgh social media and just shit talk them for being idiots.
He shouldn't have been out there. I mean, none of their honestly for this game, the Hall of Fame game, you should not have a single starter out there. Even your linemen, even your defense, nobody. Only like your kicker and punter, and that's it.
I'm okay if like you want to play Najee because he's a rookie and you want to get him some run like for a series or two, but
Maybe,
like
but that's it.
Claypool, Deontay Johnson, like you don't have Big Ben out there. Why would you have those guys out there?
Hey, get Dwayne Haskins some looks, brother.
Oh, but
It's like that Nathan Peterson situation. Gotta give him some looks, man. He'll probably be the first one cut on the team.
Who has
And then
this?
the first set of cuts is August 17th, right?
I'm not sure because
don't
everything's
know.
different. Everything's different this year now with the extra game, the last preseason game. So I'm like, what are they playing? 3 preseason games this year now instead of 4?
August 17th, yes.
Like everything's like that's why when I spit out numbers like, oh, this many yards, people are like, it's 17 games. I'm like, dang it, I don't think it's 17 games. I still think it's 16 games. Like I've been thinking it's 16 games my whole life. I
That's
got
just wrong.
extra game.
If they were gonna, I'm okay with lengthening the schedule, but you have to have an even number. I just hate that it's an odd number.
I was way
Unless-
better. Now the Cowboys can go 8-9.
Well, how much time is left in the first half?
It's like
10
there's like
minutes?
10 minutes left. Yeah.
Why are they still okay? You're gonna play them the whole first half in the first preseason game? What the hell?
What's going on, man?
Playing like a series or two, but come on, a whole half?
And they're like limping off, like
Yeah, what are they doing? I don't have a tight end, right?
Yeah,
No tight end.
No.
just fine.
Stephen A. Smith. He's a Steelers fan, ain't he?
Yeah,
But he's a Giants fan.
He's gonna be going crazy tomorrow. You already know.
He goes crazy all the time over everything, though, to be fair.
But he should be yelling about this. If he ain't
Oh, yeah.
yelling tomorrow, he's gonna be like, I don't know. I'd be yelling if I was a fan.
I'll shoot for the stars.
Clapping.
He's mad because he said John Brown was an A+ pick, and I'm like, dude, terrible.
He might get the looks.
I have not heard anything about John Brown in camp other than he's clearly behind Ruggs and Edwards. That's all I've heard about John Brown in camp.
True.
And then you got Darren Waller. Darren Waller is like the 1. Edwards would probably be like the 2. Ruggs will be like the 3 deep guy, right? Take a shot guy. I don't know what John Brown's role is going to be.
Here's the thing about Ruggs is that it goes the same thing about Denzel Mims, except for Ruggs I think he's a worse route runner.
Yes.
And
sure.
I think he catches with his body. He doesn't use his hands. And if he can gain 10 pounds and start using his hands, stand in front of a jug machine, catch 1,000 balls a week, the whole offseason, which he could do that next offseason. Usually that's when our wide receivers take the year 3 leap. It's like the first 2 years are just strictly learning route running. The third year, they just stand in front of a jugs machine the whole year. And it's like, that's what Curtis Samuel did. Curtis Samuel took his catch rate to best in the league last year by just hitting the jugs machine. Boom, boom, boom. He used to catch a lot of body catches, and now the dude just snags it.
Yeah, I definitely think you can't. Like, that's a problem. I think we were talking about this in the Discord earlier. Like,
We're on the clock, Chris, if you didn't know.
I didn't know. Thank you. It's like,
Oh, okay.
Takes dedication. What it takes to do that shit.
people are like, well, we've had like CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf. Who else? Like, we've had these like year 1 wide receivers produce. And now if like a year one wide receiver doesn't produce, everybody's like, oh, he's a bust. He's a bust. But back in the day, I say back in the day, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, it was like you gave wide receivers 3 years to break out. They had 3 years to break out, right? You give them a pass year one and year two. Now it's like, oh, no, bust. No, he's a bust. He's a bust. So
I actually don't know who to take here.
Yeah, it's very overreactionary now.
Oh.
Because the NFL everyone throws 4,000 yards now, so all the wide receivers are getting insane numbers, and it's like they're just so pass happy now. It's like QBs is like so deep. QB position.
That's why in fantasy I rate the running one so highly, because that's how they separate. I saw something today where it was like somebody was looking at it and looking at 40 pass attempt games, just 40 pass attempts, don't care how many completions, whatever. And they show that when like a quarterback like Tom Brady type has a 40 pass game, he has he has a very good fantasy game. But when a running quarterback like Kyler Murray or Josh Allen or whatever has a 40 attempt pass game, they have insane fantasy games because they get those extra running points. So that's just why I value Hurts. I know Hurts isn't the best passer, but either is Lamar Jackson. But look what he does. So
yeah, if Lamar could take that passing leap,
well, he's got the weapons.
He could be the best of all time. He could be the best of all time.
All right, who wants to grade this thing? And you have to grade Austin's team as if Chase Claypool just got hurt for the season, apparently.
But he's got Juju, so Deontay and Claypool get hurt.
Well, there you go. So Juju probably gets a bump now, right? Because
Mason Rudolph on the ball.
Here's the bigger question: is Juju out there? So they sent Claypool and
no, Juju is not out there.
But they were like, nope, we gotta rush Juju.
I think
Juju's like, he's like, I got hit for agency next year, bro. I ain't doing this. I ain't messing around.
Juju's got like some little minor issue or something, and they sat him. They told him, okay, fine, you don't have to play.
The heck.
Wow, Chase Claypool 3 catches for 62 yards. It's pretty good. Oh, well, who's grading?
I can grade.
All right, do it, Nick.
Okay.
Grade this thing.
Start with Austin. Let's see. So again, grading is assuming Claypool.
Yeah, assuming he's fine.
McCaffrey, Gordon. I mean, I love his wide receivers there. You got McLaurin, Robinson, Ayuk, and then Claypool or Juju there. Nice running back depth. Funded QB tight end. It's a solid team. I'd say an 8. Let's see, Frednell, Cook.
One thing I gotta say about Clapton's team is, I think come week 4, I would easily be able to trade him DeAndre Swift for A-Rob, or he's gonna be hurting for an RB2. I think he's gonna be so desperate. Like, give me Terry, like, give you Swift. All right, bet you do it.
So he has to start Traquan, or is that his name? Smith. He has to start him 1 week, right? Because Smith and Claypool on a bye week.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's just one.
That's true, but I'm not worrying about that one grading. But that's true.
That's why, yeah. But I was like, he's technically like, I guess he could do Edmonds or no, Edmonds is his RB2, so he's gonna have to play.
Austin is not happy about that 8, but okay. But he's never happy anymore.
I mean, obviously he might struggle a bit at RB2, but I mean, between Edmonds, Fournette, possibly Harris, if we're all wrong on, not all of us, like I guess some of us like him, but if I'm wrong on him, but I mean, he can get by. He's got McCaffrey, so I think he'll be all right. I mean, I think an 8's a little generous.
I could trade bait him, you know? Like,
good, yeah. He's
gonna be hurting. I know he's gonna be hurting. Chase Edmonds, Damian Harris, Leonard Fournette. You're not gonna be able to predict when one of those guys, unless they get a clear path. But rarely running backs ever get clear paths, you know.
Well, that's why he's got 3 of them, though. Out of those 3, I think one of them will emerge as the RB1 or 1A. And
I don't know.
Well, Damian Harris will be the RB1, but he's going to be an RB1 who needs to score a touchdown.
Yes.
That's the problem.
That's to be determined too. Because they're going to be coming in with a heavy committee. That's New England. Like,
all right, let's not debate Austin's team all night. Let's move on.
All right.
On Frednell, bit early in my opinion for Edwards-Helaire, and then he took Waller. So it's wide receivers. What's he looking at? Lockett, Chase, Galladay. I mean, I don't like Galladay, but come on, at the 7-2, I mean, that's ridiculous value. Cooks. He might be okay at wide receiver and get by, but he's definitely going to struggle. Murray, Edwards, Brown, Singletary. I'm not a huge fan of his depth, though. I'd say that's a 6, 5, 7. He might be able to get by okay with those wide receivers. I don't really like that Edwards-Helaire pick personally, but what he really needed to do was to take Lamb or Evans or some wide receiver there at the 3-2. All right, so Matt 45, Kamara, Brown, Dobbins, Moore, Swift. That was good value there for Swift.
So L-Jags has a unanimous MVP season, crazy yards.
That's great value. Don't get.
If that happens, it doesn't even really matter who the rest of your team is. You're probably going to win.
Yeah, I should be able to dominate because I got Andrews, Rashad Bateman, and Dobbins. And if there's like 55 TDs to go around, it's like we're gonna be feasting.
Hey, if that happens, then yeah, you absolutely got a championship team.
But week 8, I'm taking an L. You already know. I got all the weeks.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really know how to feel about his passing potential. His running potential, I don't think there's any debate. I think he's an absolute stud. I don't know if I'm necessarily that confident in his passing, but again, you never know.
He's got to prove it. I get you.
And then
he's got this year to prove it.
Absolutely, yeah. He's got wide receiver depth. My only real criticism might be the Dobbins pick, or the fact that you took Dobbins and then Swift. I understand there's great value with Swift, but your wide receivers might struggle a little bit. So I'd say, it's still a solid team overall, though. You definitely got some great value. I would say like a 7, 5, 8 there. And then Chris, Zeke, Gibson, Evans, Thielen, Samuel, Chark. So you're not concerned about Curtis Samuel with the groin injury?
I am, but I think he's worth the risk there. And obviously, we won't know until he comes back from COVID how he's doing.
Yeah. Okay. You got Javonte, Russ, good value there. You got Jones, Drake, Hines.
Yeah, that running back course is insane, Chris.
Thank you. Not something
you
to hear.
Gibson and Javonte off the bench. You got Drake. Okay.
Javonte just waiting in the wings to take over that role and help me down the stretch.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. You got a great team. And I would have taken, if it wasn't for Pitts being available, I would have absolutely taken Javonte there. So I love your team. That's an 8-5 pushing 9. Good job.
Oh man, Austin is gonna lose it. Oh
no.
Well, so here just objectively, I would think it was a little lower, but you took Shark and Jones, and I'm like, all right, one of those will be the number one probably for.
Well, maybe not, but yeah.
Well, Chenault's going to be the pass catcher, so one of those is catching the deep ball and going for a touchdown. Now you have to predict that, but I think one
Chenault
of them
will. He would do it all.
You think Chenault will do it all? I think Chenault will be the pass catcher.
Deep passes he caught from Lawrence launched it up, and Chenault just hit a post deep. It was like cook the guy. I'm like,
I think you'll get value out of one of those two guys, and you'll figure that out soon and be able to either drop or pick up someone.
Yeah, it's fine. And when Javonte takes over, I don't even need him anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
He'll just be rolling in my flex every week.
Oh yeah, so I like it.
So you got an 8, 5, or a 9 with Evan Ingram as your tight end.
I mean,
I actually think that's a lot better because Galladay's out. If Galladay misses, Evan Ingram gets all the targets. Like
That
he goes up to.
that team is still a dumpster fire.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
like
but what do you
Ingram.
need? Okay, here's the thing about tight end. Let me pull this up.
Didn't he have the most targets of any tight end last
You
year?
don't get a top 3 tight end, you got nothing anyways.
Yeah.
He didn't have he had over 100 targets.
Yeah.
Also, I saw somebody tweeted out today that in week 4, I think it was, Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones were out, if I'm not mistaken, and Robert Tonyan had 3 touchdowns that game. And if you take away those 3 touchdowns, he goes from tight end 4 to tight end 14. Like, that's the difference we're talking about. Like, there's no difference.
Yeah.
To answer your point, though, why I still gave Chris a good grade. Now, I don't like Ingram at all, and if I was him, I would have taken maybe Everett or Gronk or Tunyon or someone there. But I'm not just strictly basing it off of if I like a guy or not. I'm also basing it partly off the build and the fact that he punted tight end. I don't really, because the fact that he punted his tight end, I'm not going to weigh his tight end that much in a grade, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I'll take into account the build.
That
Now,
makes
if he
sense.
took Ingram,
Tonyan takes
and like
that
this,
because Cobb comes in, Amari Rogers comes in. MVS is useless, but he got Lazard. I don't know. I don't think Tunion's going to get them TDs again like he did.
I think he's a one-year wonder, personally.
I think Rodgers trusts him now. I mean, you saw that this year. I don't know. I see the point of like there's more competition now, but I would prefer having a good connection with your quarterback over there just being more guys there, you know? So
I just think about it like is you got Tanyan and then you got Cobb in the slot. And Rogers like, I got to give up a TD. Who do I hit? I hit my old buddy Cobb, who I got a long history with. I wanted them to re-sign him a long time ago. They didn't. Now they got him back. I want to feed him. That's my guy, right? So.
yeah, I can see it going.
Lazard could ball too. Let's be honest. Lazard can kind of ball. You got Rodgers throwing you the ball, even with the ball, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying one over the other. Just thinking out loud mostly.
I mean, Tanya could certainly still have a good season, but the point Chris was making, he's extremely. I mean, any tight end at that part is touchdown dependent, but I feel like with Tanyan, it's compounded.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris is back. There we go. Computer problems, Chris?
What's that? My
computer problems?
No, I didn't realize my battery was dying.
Oh.
Where are we at here? So the Zoom stayed on?
Yeah, and I looked on YouTube and it was still live, so.
That's weird. Like, how does the Zoom stay on when my computer?
How old is your computer?
How old? It's not old. It's like a MacBook Air, like a couple years
Okay,
old.
yeah. It has a built-in thing where it'll keep going for a little bit if you lose power, as long as you plug it in within like I think 5 minutes. Sure, everything will still run.
Oh, okay.
Wish my computer did that.
Well, anyways, I can't find the whatever. What I was saying about the tight ends. I don't. Did you keep grading?
No,
we were just talking about that.
The last I did was yours.
Oh, here, completed. Here we go. Okay, pull it back up.
Looking at bad.
So if you look at the tight ends last year, like I was saying, Tunyon was tight end 3. He averaged 11 a game. And then you have Logan Thomas averaged 11 a game. TJ Hawkinson averaged 11 a game. Andrews averaged 12 because he played less games. Evan Ingram averaged 8-8. Like the difference between tight end 3, although, you know, if Kittle's healthy, maybe tight end 4 and tight end 15 is like this. So whatever.
One thing I like about Andrews, talking about tight ends, is that at least Andrews, when he blows up, he's going to get like 20, 25 points. But then he's going to get you those games where it's like 5 points, 7 points sometimes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Haskins is out there.
A lot of tight ends. Will do that.
I like those blow up weeks he can get you, not just like a weak floor. He can get you a high ceiling, and then you could throw Jonnu Smith on at the end of the draft and hope he has some good floor to give you. Like,
yeah. All right. Well, we're back. I got the draft up, so moving on.
All right, moving on to Fagoon.
Technical difficulties.
I mean, I was thinking this. I would have liked it better if you would have went running back at the 2-7 and then wide receiver at the 4-7 is what I think personally. Because I don't know. I don't think Darrell Henderson's going to be better than these wide receivers here. And you could have got Gibson as your RB2 or Najee if you want that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a rough build because he took Allen and then he waited and you're looking at Boyd, Mooney, Gage as your next three receivers. That's rough.
Yeah. That's hurting.
I agree. He should have taken a wide receiver, maybe Thielen or Higgins more, whoever he likes, rather than Henderson. And then the fact that he then took Josh Allen in the 5th, which I mean, that's not terrible value for Allen, but when you're looking at, but at that point, when you've only have one wide receiver, you really got to take one there. And I mean, I like his depth, I guess. His depth is okay in the later rounds, but because of that build, I mean, that's like a 5-5, maybe a 6.
5th round, right?
What happened? You cut out.
Henderson, he could have got 5th round Henderson, and then the 6th round, he could have got Kyler Murray. So like I think you just he could have gone wide receiver like T. Higgins if you want DJ Moore or Thielen or then go Henderson, then go a quarterback. But if you really want Josh Allen, then you go Josh Allen there. But so I don't know what grade you giving him.
For me, that's like a 5 or 6, honestly.
I
think his wide receivers are just going to struggle too much.
Again? Sorry.
I like the upside. He's got Pollard though. Good upside. Madison, good upside, but yeah.
Oh, wait. So I'm assuming you like Keenan Allen. Boyd is what you're but Mooney, Gage, what are you thinking for Mooney?
We think we've been a better team if you went wide receiver 2 in like the 4th or 5th.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's one of those things where I mean you might in our draft get Josh Allen at the 6th, and honestly he wouldn't. So I mean he's got a position advantage at QB and tight end, and I think he took his shots with Boyd, Mooney, and Gage, and I think they're gonna at least be okay. And he has the position advantage in the other areas. I'm not saying his wide receivers are great by any means, but like we're all like for the most part, I think some of us are high on Gage, some of us are high on Mooney, and then Boyd's the only questionable one in that. And then you got Emmanuel Sanders late, which I think from reports and everything in Buffalo is like he's the 2 guy for Josh Allen. So he kind of got that stack. So I mean, I don't think his wide receiver core is as bad as I think I'm hearing from you guys. That's why I'm like,
I think 7-5. He battles for the wild card spot in the playoffs. He'd be close.
I mean, I hear you, Jeremy, and I like Mooney and Gage, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to have to start them week 1. Now, if they end up booming, they end up booming, and then yeah, I'd love them. But I mean, I like him as a bench stash, but not as a starter. That's just my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to Mikey Boy. Let's see, Henry. I mean, I'm not a fan of Henry, but at the 1-7, I can't complain at all there. And Hopkins, Woods, Sutton, and we'll just assume Sutton's healthy. And then Davis, Hawkinson, Robinson. I love that. And then you got Corey Davis, Aguilar, Stafford, Johnson, Rondo, Moore. I mean, this is a really good team, I think. Solid all the way around. You got your wide receivers, you got both your RB1, RB2. And if Robinson ends up being really good this year, he's certainly a flex option. If not, maybe Corey Davis.
That's a good value. That's great value for Stafford. Great value.
Yeah, I agree. I like Stafford there. I think Stafford's set for a big year. I think this is another really solid team. I think that's an 8-5.
Thanks, man.
Of course. And then Ale, let's see. Really good. I like Eckler there. I think that's good value at the 1.8. I know it's maybe a little early for some, but I'm high on him this year. Ridley Cup Cooper, Devonta Smith. What's the latest on his knee injury when they think he could come back?
I don't think it's anything serious. I think he'll be fine.
I think
Okay.
they said it's like week to week.
What was the actual injury again? I thought it was something serious.
No, I don't think it's anything
It's
serious.
a knee something. Or was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I thought they said it was like he sprained it or something. But they said he was week to week, and then the very next day he was out on the field
Yeah.
at the drug machine.
MCL
Oh,
sprain.
Okay. Because
I
that's
think
the
they're
last
just
I
being,
heard was week to week.
yeah. I think they're just being cautious with it.
So, okay. So let's just assume he's fine. If so, that's a great pick there. Looking at Etienne Carter, Dak, that's good value for Dak, Rager, Connor, St. Brown, Troutman. This is a really good team again. Man, I'd say
Should we be worried about Connor's turf toe at all?
Who? Connor has
Yes, turf
turf toe?
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that either.
He got in
I
a
can hear
car
that.
accident last April, and his toe went to his dash. Went to the dashboard. You press down your foot and you get a car accident.
Yeah.
I heard
James Connor?
got turf toe, had surgery in April because of it, and apparently it's bothering him the last couple of weeks.
Wow, I have not heard that.
Non-football related, just a car accident.
Damn.
I have not heard that. The last I heard today was that Chase Evans will be the starter, but James Conner is expected to have a big role. So, but I don't know. This is the first I've heard of
Yeah,
that.
good offense. That's for sure. It's a deep offense, I think.
Yeah.
Kyle Murray's gonna be feasting again. You already know.
I mean, it is his RB4, so I wouldn't be super duper worried about his team overall.
No,
But this is another solid team.
uh,
What was that?
no, I was just bringing that up. Just get you guys' thoughts
Okay.
on it. No, it's like
Oh.
Connor, you're a little worried. Might be wasting a pick. I don't know.
I think that's a really good team. 8-5 again. I would say Ale, Mike, and Chris are probably the best three teams so far. All right, Forest Creek. Got Chubb. Jefferson ahead of D Hop and Ridley. That's interesting. But
Yeah, wow.
I was a little early, but hey, he could end up. Hey, if he builds on last year, not a bad pick. They got Julio, Godwin. What's your guys' thoughts on Jacobs? Because to me, it seems like the last few weeks he's been creeping back up.
I would not take him over Gaskin or Hunt. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like him better at the 6th round, but
Yeah.
6th round,
Jacob
okay.
could be. I don't know. He could be more decent than people are expecting.
It just seemed to me he's been creeping back up in the draft, so I was just curious. Let's see, Fuller, Herbert, Gallup, Dylan, Higbee, Moss. Man, this seems pretty good. I mean, nothing really that jumps out at me as being spectacular, but at the same time, nothing jumping out at me as being bad. So that's of course always a good thing. So I'd say probably 7-5. I mean, nothing spectacular, but of course, but still pretty solid, pretty well balanced.
I love
how you
Tyler
guys-
Higbee, honestly. Tyler Higbee in the 11th, 9. He could ball out. Now balling out for a tight end, that's like 11 points a game, but still, like at the
I'm a
11th
little
round,
conflicted because I had him last year and he pissed me off. So
I know,
I'm
but
a little,
last year he
I'm
was
a little-
coming off that like 5-week stretch in 2019 where he just like put up crazy numbers.
yeah,
But then
I
last
know
year he
Stafford.
had a shoulder injury all last year. So like we didn't really know about that until midseason. And then we're like, oh crap, nice. The dude's busted up.
I know that Stafford likes his tight ends, but I'm a little worried about their rookie tight end they got this year, Jacob Harris. I guess they really like him, and I've seen him compared to Pitts a little bit, just as a tight end receiver like combination. So I'm worried that
And they
I'm a
got
little worried that Higbee might come in as more like a blocking tight end,
Yeah.
and Jacob Harris might take over his passing work. But Higbee is the vet there, so who
just
knows?
worried 'cause the offense is deep with the pass core. I got Jefferson, Deshaun Jackson. I mean, nobody gives Tutu Atwell credit, but the dude can blaze down the field. And I don't know. Maybe Higbee just won't get any targets, but he could blow up.
Yeah, you never know. And at that late, you might as well take a shot on that tight end. So
All right. So higher 32. I get this. Is this a new guy? I know I haven't been
Yeah, this
drafting
is
as much
this is
lately.
Pierre's friend.
Oh, okay, cool.
Soon we know about the Michael Thomas news.
I know, Pierre. Come on, man. Let your friend know. You don't even tell your friend that Michael Thomas. We got another third round Michael Thomas.
That's how you guys
Okay.
I checkmated Pierre and chess.
Oh man, nice.
He tried to do a cheap queen attack on me real quick. He checkmated me the game before on that. And I was like, oh crap, like, I know what he's doing this time. And like I really thought about it. Okay, go on. Never mind.
I got my ass kicked by Chris in chess.
Oh, Chris dominated.
I barely know how to play though. Like literally the only thing I know is like how the different pieces move, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know any strategy or anything.
I mean, that's the starting point, but there's a long lot after that. Oh, I know.
There's like a bunch of openings, mid game, end game. There's a whole bunch to it.
You got to start somewhere at least.
Yes.
All right. So high 32, Taylor. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm off of him necessarily completely, but I certainly wouldn't take him in the first round anymore. But it is the late first, so I guess it's not like he's being taken at like the 1-5, 1-6. Diggs, I'll just view the MT pick neutrally. Maybe he doesn't know about the MT news, so benefit of the doubt there. Mahomes, I mean, I guess I'm okay with that there. Becca, oh boy. MT and Beckham, that's, well, I said I'd view that neutrally. Hunt, Gordon. I know I keep asking your guys' opinions on a lot of guys, but I'm just genuinely curious. How do y'all feel about Melvin Gordon at this spot? I've seen him go in the 7th a couple times now.
I think that's a little too soon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'd like him
Melvin Gordon, I like in the 9th.
Yeah, I'd like him a round or two later.
Okay. And then let's see, Goddard. I'm off of Goddard for now because I was like a lot of you guys, I thought Ertz was going somewhere else, but maybe Goddard still isn't the number one tight end there. We'll see.
I got a pretty good deal on him in the underdog league. I think I picked him at 10-1.
Oh, that's the underdog. He's fine because
yeah,
you're just hoping for those big weeks.
Yeah, that spot
8-3. I agree.
Let's see, Watkins, Kissick, Hilton. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt of these few guys. He's a new guy. Not a great team. I mean, the wide receivers are rough, but again, maybe he doesn't know about the MT stuff. So I'll give him a 7 there, cut him some slack. All right, Pierre. You went Kelsey Metcalf. I mean, I know he's high on DK Metcalf, but I'm sorry, you can't take him over Diggs. At least I don't think you can. I like Metcalf too, but not that much. Let's see, Nixon, Deontay, Gaskin, Anderson, Sermon, AB. I'm starting to come around on him. I was so against him now, but it sounds like he's going to have a much bigger role in that Tampa Bay passing game than I ever thought he would. Because I honestly thought he would be there for like a few weeks and then dip, kind of like it was with the Patriots. But who knows? Career revival. Rodgers, Monte Penny Edwards. I like, especially considering that he didn't take a running back in the first 2 rounds, mixing Gaskin and then potentially Sermon if he has a big role. I think a really, really good running back value there. I'd say that's a pretty solid team, solid 8. And then Jeremy's team. I love that at the turn. Adams Hill. I think I was a little too rough on Hill. I used to have him pretty low, but I think I have him back in my top 3 again. So
Oh, I'm loving that team.
Jeremy's
is not-
team, yeah.
Carson and Montgomery, nice floors, great floors. And Chenault, Debo.
Yeah, I would have liked it better if I could have got Rodgers in the 9th. Because I was hoping for the stack. Here just ruins everything for me again.
I mean, Tannehill in the 11th is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodgers
like-
could have a season, but yeah, Tannehill is great. Where'd you got him?
Yeah.
I mean, I like Rodgers more than Tannehill, but not 2 rounds better. So I think you honestly got better value there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Rodgers could. There's a possibility Rodgers could throw 50 TDs.
Okay.
I mean, he certainly
Am I
could.
crazy for saying that?
Yes.
I
It's only
disagree
happened
with you,
3
but
times
it's
in
not
NFL
insane.
history.
Middle finger to the GM. Screw you. I'm breaking the record. I'm out of here. Right?
How many did you throw last year?
45.
48.
Wow.
And he literally, and it seemed like every time they got close to the, I remember because I had Aaron Jones, and I remember watching games where they'd be like 1st and 1, and you're like, okay, Aaron Jones is going to get a touchdown here.
I do.
And they would literally throw it 4 times until they score. Like they wouldn't even try to run it. It was like, okay, he's just trying. He's just calling his number every time. Maybe he'll do that again, but still. I mean, could he?
He's throwing the ball to MVS.
Sure. 50 is insane, right? I mean, it's only been done 3 times, and I think Tom Brady's the only one to get 51. I think Peyton Manning and Mahomes each got 50, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's
Something like that,
I'm not
yeah.
for sure, but he does have an extra game to do it.
well,
So
okay, you're right. See,
Last year.
I always think in 16s. That's yeah, okay, so you're right because the extra game.
Yeah.
Because I always think in 16s.
Oh, he's definitely going to do it then.
Well, I would
Well,
say
he has to copy
I
what
would
he
say
did last year.
I would say definitely. It's still
I don't know, man.
a ton of touchdowns. That's still a ton of touchdowns.
He's amazing. What was his passer rating? 20 then?
Well, that's
It
the
was
thing.
insane.
He had a 9.1 touchdown rate, which is the highest he's ever had in his career, which is basically the amount of touchdowns for the attempts. So it wasn't like he threw the ball 650 times and 48 touchdowns. He just threw a ton of touchdowns.
If you put take Devontae Adams injured games and you put him, you get rid of those and you put him on pace for a 16-game season, Devontae Adams was on pace to shatter the record for the best fantasy season for a wide receiver ever.
Well, he did. I think
Randy Moss had the best wide receiver season at was 420 PPR points. Adams was on pace to hit 480. So it's
true.
Isn't so I think to get him at the 112 in a PPR 3 wide receiver. I love this team. Tyreek.
I mean, I love Adams for sure. I think he's gonna have a great season, but we can't say that he's just gonna do that again. I mean, he could, but we're talking about once in a career type seasons.
It was the best season all time. He's gonna regress a little bit, but say he regresses 10%.
No, he's gonna still be a beast for sure. He's
still going to be the best wide receiver season of all time when you whenever you add the points up. He still would have beat Randy Moss's best season for PPR points. So it's he could hit 480 fantasy points this year. That's the ceiling, but sheesh, that's crazy.
And I don't want to go too long, but Tyreek Hill, I think gets more targets this year. Easily. I think he at least gets 2 more targets a game, if not 3 or 4.
He should.
Yeah, I think you got a solid team. I think that's a solid 8 there, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who wants to do Nick's team real quick?
All right, I'll do it.
Go for it.
All right, Nick. We got Saquon Barkley, Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, Higgins, Judy, Waddle. You went Pitts in the 7th. Mike Williams, Landry, Hurst, Murray, Gainwell. See what would I like this a lot. You went Barkley Harris. I think your receivers are fine. You're flexing Waddle, Williams, or Landry. And you only need to play Murray or Gainwell in bye weeks or if someone gets injured. I think Murray's got enough work to have value in the running game, even if he's not getting a bunch. I think he'll still get the goal line work and stuff like that. But if Kamara goes down, he jumps significantly up. So I do like that. I think Gainwell can steal the job. So definitely upsides with those. You took a running QB for the upside. Yeah,
Oh, I
and
shouldn't
I
have you
and I don't
down.
mind getting Pitts in the seven.
Jeremy can't bash Hurts anymore in case his wife here. So,
Am I wrong to be saying that Jalen Hurts probably shouldn't even be drafted
no, come on. Why?
at this
Disagree
point
with
because
you,
all
but-
these trade rumors?
But here's the thing, like, okay, look at the
Those are
QB.
just rumors, though. Rumors mean nothing until it actually happens.
If
Oh,
Jalen Hurts,
it's Howie saying it. It's Howie
Yeah, but-
behind doors.
okay, what's the worst case scenario that happens? You draft Jalen Hurts, they trade for Deshaun Watson, but they don't trade Jalen Hurts. They name Deshaun Watson the starter week 1, so Jalen Hurts has no value. You drop him and you go pick up Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow or whoever else is on wire, like Tua, whatever. Like, I think the risk of having somebody
If
else
they're on the waiver wire.
Yeah, but what? Okay, if you're in a league where people are drafting 2 or 3 quarterbacks, you should not even care who your quarterback is because you should have such studs at running back and wide receiver
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter. Like, have
I know we're all smart here and we wouldn't do that. But my home leagues, they will take two or three quarterbacks. And
That's
this year
fine.
I'm actually switching it to super flex now.
Well,
everyone's
okay.
taking quarterbacks, but
Well, now if you don't want to take the risk of Hurts in like a super flex, I get it. But I think in a 1 QB, because if somebody else drafts him and you say, well, I'm not going to take the risk, and he ends up being the starter all year and does run wild or whatever, you're going to be like, dang it, I should have taken him. Whereas if he doesn't, if they, like I said, if they go out and trade for Watson and they're like, he's not even going to play a game this year, you just drop him and pick somebody else. And there's always QBs that show up on the, I mean, Justin Herbert was off the waiver wire last year. Kirk Cousins wasn't drafted in most leagues yet last year.
And
yeah, I didn't understand the whole hate for Justin Herbert at all. Like in Dynasty, he was going as like super cheap. People weren't barely drafting him in the first round of rookie drafts in Dynasty. It's like,
yeah, there's always guys on the waiver wire. Like I'd rather take the risk of the upside, and if I have to, I'll just play the waiver wire.
yeah, and I'm the guy who's I guess the most down on Hurts. But I can see a path for him to finish as a in that like 8 through 12 range with his running game. So I'm not saying that's not an opportunity. I think Chris sees him a little higher, and that was my argument. And that's where once he gets past that point, that's the problem I have, especially when it's like, oh, he's going to beat out people like Russell Wilson and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's where
I'm not taking him over Russell Wilson. I took Russell Wilson.
And it's not just you. This is just the in general Jalen Hurts like hype or whatever this movement is. And that's where I'm like, all right, we need to I just want to be more realistic.
I backed off of him in best ball a little bit because I have 30% exposure, but also just in case, like I don't want to have like 30% exposure and then he doesn't play a game because they trade for Deshaun Watson or something. So I started to back off him a little bit, but in redraft, I would take him every time because again, like there's somebody on the waiver wire, and like even Josh Allen, for as good as he was, what did he average last year? 25, 26 points per game. Like you should be able, Matt Ryan, for as bad as he was, averaging 18. Like you could find 18 to 20 points on a given week, especially just play the matchup. Find a quarterback that's playing like Dallas, no offense, Nick, or some other terrible defense like that. No, I'm serious.
No offense taken. We have a terrible defense. I know that.
Find a quarterback playing a terrible defense, and you'll probably get 18 to 20 points that week, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
I ran with Mitch Trubisky in the playoffs.
See?
And won. He scored 30 points in the finals.
Yeah,
I did that too. Yeah, I put.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So I'd rather take Hurts. If it doesn't work out, like obviously in Dynasty, I took a big risk because if it doesn't work out, I'm down to Fitzpatrick and Stafford, which is pretty risky. Not Stafford, but Fitzpatrick definitely. But like in redraft, yeah, I have no problem. Like Hurts, I'll take him all day. So I mean, remember last year, Josh Allen, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is going to be Josh Allen, but Josh Allen was like going as like the QB8, and people were like, oh, that's pretty risky. He can't throw the ball. He's not very accurate. Yeah, I know he runs and all that, but he doesn't do anything else. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is going to be Josh Allen passing the ball. Josh Allen made one of those like once in a lifetime type of leaps, but if he's halfway decent throwing the ball, then he'll be fine, assuming Deshaun Watson doesn't become the new quarterback.
So I've had this question, and I've wanted to ask: if Josh Allen makes that leap, but in his running game this year, is he just crazy?
If he makes that same leap, but with his running, like
yes, because he does run.
Yeah, because then
I think he's going to regress and run.
He'd be the first ever 4,000 yard, 30 touchdown, 1,000 yard rusher.
There's no way. He's not that fast.
No way. There's no way.
He only averages like not that. Like his average per rush is like he's just not fast. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he's not like Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray or these guys who are like almost an extra running back. He runs. He runs when he has to. He's got decent speed. He's big, so he doesn't have to. He can take hits. He can run guys over if he needs to. But he's more of a pocket passer than a runner, even though he does run a decent amount. He's kind of like more like a Steve Young. I mean, he's bigger than Steve Young, but Steve Young was a great runner, but he only really ran when he needed to. It wasn't like.
Well, let's say he gets 4,000 passing, though, so that's 500 less than last year, but he gets the extra 300 in rushing, so that would put him around 700 yards rushing.
That'd be insane because
that's too many.
That's 30.
That's too much.
That's 30 extra fantasy.
You just doubled his rushing stats.
Well, he had 631 his first year. He just didn't have the passing. Well, now we know
he had 300 last year, didn't he?
No, he had 5
he
something.
rushed for 421.
Okay, 420.
420. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just giving him 300 more.
I think he's going to go down to like 350 this year, maybe 300.
I just think if he,
I think he'll be a little higher than that. Mahomes gets 300. Mahomes is sneaky quick, but he does not run unless
that's what I'm putting him as. Like Mahomes, like only rushes when you want to make a big play, like type deal, but like not rushing a rush. Like his rookie year, he couldn't hit a barn side of a barn, so it's like, all right, here, just take this ball, Josh, and run to the right. Take the ball, Josh, run to the left. And the dude's like 6'4", he's a monster. He's scary. Like
if they get their running game figured out.
You don't want to tackle that guy, right? Like,
no.
They're still doing the thing they did this last year, where they're like committee, but it's all trash. Like, I could see his rushing go up.
Yeah.
But if they get one guy, like if any one of those guys, like Zach Moss, if he comes in and does what some people think he's going to do, and take the
Zach
lead,
Moss is like
I don't think he's going to have to rush.
I compare him to David Montgomery, Zach Moss. Like his college tape, he was just shredding tackles, but he had ankle surgery this last offseason, so we'll have to see if he come back from that. But everyone thinks Zach Moss is like horrible. He's slow, but there's a lot of running backs that run a 4.6 40 in the NFL, and they could do just fine as long as you can break a bunch of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. It's about creating the yards after contact,
Mm-hmm.
I just think Josh Allen is their rushing game. So I'm like, all right, let's give him a little more rushing. And I even threw his passing down. So I was like, all right, he's going to get less passing yards and stuff like that. And I'm like, if he gets 300 more yards and he only sacrifices just a portion of his passing game, I was like, I'm sold.
Well, yeah, because again, those rushing yards are way more valuable, right? 300 passing yards is what? 12 points, but 300 rushing yards is 30. So almost 3 times the points. That's why that's why I'm like, I don't care if Jalen Hurts isn't great throwing the ball as long as he's halfway decent. Because those rushing yards are so much more valuable. And I feel like it's like 400 or 500 rushing yards, and he's not going to do very well this year.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to go into another Jalen Hurts debate.
Yeah. That's why I moved it to Josh Allen. I was like, well, I mean, we all expect an incline for him. I was like, Josh Allen had the least amount of rushing yards last year that he's had in his career, but had the most passing. And I'm like, all right, well, what happens if we, subtract a little bit of down and a little bit of downgrade there, but he rushes for a little bit more. And I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's between him and so I have Patrick Mahomes. This is going to sound funny. At 3, Josh Allen and Kyler Murray only beat him because of the rushing for the season. So because of the rushing yards, and they just barely beat Patrick Mahomes.
I was going to say that same thing, Jeremy. Like, should Mahomes really be the consensus number 1? I think all the top 5 quarterbacks all really like Mahomes. He finished 4th last year, but he did have an injury though. For a couple games, right? Or
yeah, he was. If you take out Dak Prescott and Marcus Mariota, he was the QB1 points per game. If you go to 2019,
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, because he had that one game where he came in, he tore it up for the Raiders. You don't remember that?
Oh yeah, he beat out Patrick Mahomes. That was the storyline of the week or whatever.
Yeah, he was.
Oh
So then he was QB 1, 2, 3. He was QB 5 points per game in 2019. That was his down year. And then he was the overall QB1 in 2018. So it's hard for me to put anybody. I get it. I love the upside of Murray and I love the upside of Allen. I think they can do it because of that rushing, but I just can't put anybody ahead of Mahomes. We're talking, QB1.
Do you think he's a tier of his own?
I mean, here's the thing. I don't ever draft Patrick Mahomes because
like Christian McCaffrey's tier of his own.
Oh, Christian McCaffrey's absolutely a tier of his own. I don't know if Mahomes is a tier of his own, but I think he's at the top of the tier.
So what round would Patrick Mahomes have to fall to for you to take him? Is it just insanely low?
Probably 5, maybe 6.
Probably 5, 6. Okay.
Because I'd be
just wondering.
I'd be totally fine getting the QBs actually went a little early in this draft. I mean, a little early for us, I guess. Yeah. But I'd be totally fine getting Dak in the 8th over Mahomes in the 5th, assuming his shoulder's okay. Or I'd be okay getting Lamar or Murray in the 6 or 7. Maybe not the 6th, but in the 7th over Mahomes in the 5th.
Okay.
Because I don't think, again, it's not like Mahomes is it's not like McCaffrey, who's going to average, if he's healthy, is going to average 27, 28 points a game. And the next best running back might average 24 or 25 and maybe not even. You know what I mean?
If they're lucky, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mahomes might average 25.8. Kyler Murray might average 25.4. Josh Allen might average 24.9. You know what I mean? It's not like a huge separation at that point.
But Lamar Jackson might go 30 points per game.
Well, if he does, he's in a tier of his own for sure. All right, guys. Well, I got to get going. It's getting late here.
Oh yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
No, it's good. It's always fun to discuss, and we can always discuss in Discord as well.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Peace out, bro.